There's two things I absolutely love to eat. One of them is potatoes, and the second one is a good Caesar salad.
All right, you've got me on both. So what's going on here? A lot.
I'm gonna put them both together. I'm gonna make a smush baby.
A smush baby?
A smush baby. So I've got some beautiful charisma potatoes here. These are lovely, such a diverse potato, guys. Great for so many things and perfect for this wrap. And I'm just gonna slice it nice and thin. Not too thin, but thin enough, because I'm gonna blanch them in some salted water. Jack, you are gonna make my Caesar dressing, please.
Put me to work. What's going on with these?
Whole egg yolk first in there, please.
Yep.
Always start with the egg when you're making basically an emulsion, a mayonnaise. And then you're gonna go in with some garlic, some Dijon mustard, the anchovies. So this really is bringing two of my food loves together into a beautiful, delicious wrap. And I try and eat less gluten. I make a lot of bread. We all know I make a lot of bread.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's days where I want to try and avoid it when I can. And this is a great way for me of having a delicious wrap that's just yummy.
So finely slicing these potatoes. We're not boiling them whole.
No, finely slice. And then we're going to get it into the salted boiling water. Look how thin they are. 1 to 2 minutes to cook. That's it.
Okay.
And then we're going to dry them out, okay? You can see my water's nicely boiling. Because of the amount of starch in there, guys, if you don't agitate the water, they will stick. So just as they first go in, just give it a bit of a move around. And then as it comes back to a rolling boil, you can pretty much forget about it.
So add some lemon juice?
Yes, please. Half a lemon to begin with. We can always add more at the end when we check the seasoning. You can see these potatoes pretty much done already, you know. It happens so quickly. So I've just got my tray here ready to go, lined with some paper towel. And then we're gonna spread that out.
Can I blitz?
Yeah, go for it. All right, so you can start adding in your oil. And then I left you a little jug of water as well. Really good trick with emulsions. If it looks like it's starting to split, because if it's getting the oil and it gets almost too thick, add a little touch of water as you go, and it will help knock it back until it keeps on taking all the oil.
Nice,
okay?
I like that tip.
I'm gonna get the Glad wrap out and start building this actual wrap element.
I love white potatoes. This wrap honestly speaks to me so much because I also really love wraps at lunch, and finding alternatives for people for the store-bought wraps that are gluten-free is hard because they're not all that nice.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're like rubber, aren't they?
They're dry, like cardboard. You sort of try to wrap them and then they all break. So healthy alternatives using good quality ingredients is what people need more of.
You're basically just slightly overlapping it and going to layer it out into the size that you want your wrap. And you know me, Jack.
Bigger is better?
Bigger is better. So I'm going to finish layering this potato. I'm going to get my bacon on to cook, because you can't have a Caesar without crispy bacon. Jack's going to finish the sauce, and then we're going to build our wrap. All right, our potato wrap is ready. Our bacon, I've just taken it off the heat. You can see it's just sitting there. She's happy. It's getting nice and crispy until we're ready for it. And you made a beautiful Caesar dressing, Jack.
Thanks. It tastes delicious. It's quite salty.
Anchovies.
Yeah.
The salt of the sea.
Yes.
I love them.
I do love
I'm very much addicted. But you want it loose, okay? This recipe's designed specifically for Caesar, so it's a dressing. If you can pull that chicken for me.
Yep.
Can you pass me the lettuce as well? I'm gonna start building.
This is all looking very good.
I mean, is there anything that's not good about a potato wrap with chicken Caesar inside?
Made in this way, I don't think it's something you can beat, hey?
So I'm gonna go with a little dressing in there straight away. You know me well enough by now to know I don't like dry food.
No, don't hold back.
So there'll be layers of dressing throughout. And then I'm gonna hit it with some Parmesan. Gluten-free does not need to be boring. It does not need to be dry. It does not need to be anything other than as delicious as any other food. Everyone who's cooking for gluten-frees and celiacs in restaurants, step up your game. It's my call to action.
That's it. So how many potatoes do you think has made the one wrap?
1.5, 2 potatoes.
Yeah.
But this is generous. Another layer of Caesar dressing. All right. I'm going to go in with some of this bacon.
Look, overall, this is a healthy meal.
It is. And to be fair, on my recipe, bacon is optional.
Ooh, look out.
Yeah, because I knew what you would say, Jack. However, it is delicious.
It is delicious. You could, if you wanted to make it super nutritious, swap this with a Greek yogurt and a Dijon, perhaps a bit of tahini yogurt, something of that variety. You're not convinced?
No, I'm not convinced. This is my recipe. This is how we do it. It's done with egg yolk, anchovies, and all the good stuff. No, you absolutely could do that. No problem whatsoever.
But why would you?
Why would you? Why would you? I've now realised I've actually got to roll this and wrap it. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck, mate.
Good luck. A little bit of pepper. Not adding any salt because you have got so much salt in that between the bacon and the anchovies. Now to roll this bad boy, just going to bring it over. And then you want to almost pull the cling film away just so that you can use the cling film to grab it.
A little bit like doing sushi.
Very much like doing sushi. It's basically forming a roulade.
Yeah.
Bring that bit to that stage. And you're going to flip this one over, get it nice and tight. And then we're just going to roll her. Now, don't be afraid, because it's a little loosey. So you're going to get a little bit more glad wrap. And this is when, you know how I've taught in the past to like roll a sausage?
Yeah.
To get it nice and tight? That's when this comes into play now. And then we're just going to put this one here. And then we're going to roll it like this. Just so we can then squeeze in the sides. And roll it nice and tight.
Little roly, tricky.
Little
Very
roly
chefy,
trick.
that one.
Very chefy. And then if you wanted to eat that hot, roll it again in foil so you can then pop it in your oven or however you want to heat it or toast it. I reckon it's going to be just as beautiful like this, Jack.
Look at that.
Pretty, right?
So pretty. Turns out extremely well. Look, I was a little bit nervous that it wasn't going to hold, but it's 100%.
No, it holds. And obviously, if you're traveling, you keep it in the cling film, then you just slide it down to eat. Great for packed lunches, delicious potato and Caesar wrap.
I'm going to go get a lunchbox and put it in there for later. Thanks.
Cheers.
Yeah.